October 3rd, 1953. Over a desolate strip of sun-scorched desert near California's Salton Sea, a Navy jet interceptor, the Douglas F-4D Skyray, adds a blazing episode to the saga of speed. In this age of jets and rockets, the progress of aviation in the realm of transonic and supersonic speeds is so rapid that one historic event is almost immediately overshadowed by the next. Each such event, however, has dramatic moments like these. In a shadowy corner of the hangar at Thermal California Airport, tired, tensed, expectant men are grouped under the naked light bulbs. The central figure is Lieutenant Commander James B. Verdin. Others are Douglas Aircraft Company engineers and representatives of the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, the organization governing rules for world aircraft speed records. With slide rules and computers, photographs and intricate calculations, they're seeking the answers to these questions. Has the Navy's Jimmy Verdin piloted the Skyray to a new world speed record? Has the Douglas F-4D become the first airplane designed for aircraft carrier operation to hold such a record? Did this Navy jet wrest a recently acquired record from the British and return it to the United States? These questions were motivated by a day of action, thrills, back-breaking effort, and skilled teamwork. All through the night before, members of the ground crew labored to prepare this sleek, modified Delta wing jet for an assault on the speed record. It is early morning when they back the Skyray from a hangar at El Centro Naval Auxiliary Air Station. The final pre-flight check is to be made. The pilot's life is in their skilled hands. Along with the Douglas aerodynamicists and engineers, this aircraft, product of scores of thousands of man-hours work, is their complete responsibility. 40 miles away, along the parched shore of Salton Sea, official timers set up their equipment. A striped marquee affords the only shelter from the desert sun. Reporters, photographers, and correspondents from world news services arrive early to cover the story. A complex procedure is followed by the officials. The speed runs must conform with the exacting international rules. Suspended from a hangman's tree, a wire marks one end of the 3-kilometer or 1.863 miles course. A still camera equipped with a tracking device triggers an electronic timer which clicks off fractions of seconds when the airplane enters the course. Split-second corrections of the airplane's actual speed will be computed by triangulation. Information for these computations will be supplied by the timing device and the filmed image of the airplane in relation to the wire on the hangman's tree. Communication between the speed course and the field at El Centro is maintained by radio. The engineers working steadily at El Centro require quarter-hourly readings to aid them in plotting a flight plan for the pilot and determining the exact moment when conditions should be best for a maximum effort. The chief timer makes final instrumentation checks. Back at El Centro, Bob Brown, the Douglas test pilot, studies Commander Verdin's flight plan, which has been worked out with the engineers. Each detail must be checked, rechecked, and adjusted to the constantly changing weather conditions. Pre-flight operations continue. The power plant in the F-4D incorporates an afterburner installed within the tail cone. It supplies tremendous added thrust when in use, but expends fuel at an extremely high rate. It is imperative that the greatest possible quantity of fuel be crammed aboard the airplane. For this reason, the temperature of the fuel is lowered to reduce its volume. This is accomplished by pumping the fuel through a coil immersed in alcohol and dry ice. Up to the last moment, crewmen continue to wax and polish the airplane to cut down all possible resistance during the runs. Buttoned up, ready for flight, a final inspection of the airplane is made. Commander Verdin climbs aboard. He rechecks the latest flight plan with Bob Brown. The Douglas pilot has flown the Skyray over 200 times and knows all of its characteristics. He goes over them again with Verdin. A last-minute temperature reading is relayed from Salton Sea. The engineers ordered the observation planes to take off from El Centro and fly to their position over the speed course. According to the international rules, the speed course must be flown under an altitude of 300 feet. Official observers in light planes at each end of the course will make certain that all FAI requirements are met. 3 p.m. The temperature is leveling off at around 98 degrees. The signal is flashed to move the Skyray out for takeoff. Verdin dons his flying headgear. The airplane is towed out to the airstrip to conserve every drop of precious fuel. The weeks of heartbreaking labor and meticulous preparation have led to this moment. The entire operation has been a race against time and the weather. It has only been 8 days since a British airplane established a world record of 737.3 miles per hour. The Skyray must fly the speed course a minimum of 1% faster to return this record to the United States. Since higher temperatures mean higher airspeed, the F-4D was made ready for the test before changing seasons plunged temperatures downward. The British were trying again with their Hawker Hunter. Another day might be too late for the Navy plane. Everything is now in the cool, capable hands of veteran pilot Jimmy Verdin. His signal starts the J-40 turbojet engine. And the F-4D taxis out for takeoff. The Skyray roars into the air. The call goes out to the speed course. Verdin is airborne. The call is received. The timers alerted. Already, Verdin has flown almost half the 40 miles to the speed course. The Skyray must make 4 passes over the 3-kilometer course. Technicians and observers await the first pass. Verdin lines up on the approach markers. He will cut in his afterburner 30 seconds away. Now, only 4 minutes after takeoff, the white airplane streaks toward the starting line. Here comes the airplane, incredibly silent. But wait for the ear-shattering blast of sound as it passes. An official changes film holders on the timing camera. The airplane blazes back out of the north to make an even faster, lower pass. Verdin flashed by under 100 feet. Again from the south, the Skyray streaks at blinding speed. The timing camera tracks the approaching plane. It crashes by in its 4th and final pass and claws for the safety of higher altitude. He's heading home, is the message flashed to El Centro. The pressure isn't off until a few minutes later when the Skyray touches down at El Centro. From takeoff to landing, only 20 minutes, 25 seconds have elapsed. The smiling pilot shows no trace of the ordeal he has experienced. Calmly, Verdin describes the flight. Pilot and airplane are safely on the ground, but the suspense hasn't ended. The officials have hours of calculating to do. Hours later, the result is known, the questions answered. It is official. In 4 blistering passes over the Mojave Desert, Jimmy Verdin has piloted the Douglas F-4D Skyray to a new world speed record. His fastest pass, 761 miles per hour. His average speed, 753.4 miles per hour. The Navy has returned the record to the United States. First airplane designed for carrier operation to hold a world speed record, the Skyray's mission for today is accomplished. But it is just the beginning for this lightning-fast Navy jet. Production models equipped with even more powerful engines will roll off the Douglas production lines. F-4Ds catapulted from mighty aircraft carriers will climb skyward like homesick angels to close at breathtaking speeds on any aircraft that might threaten the fleet of the United States Navy.